friends. Welcome to Sky House Herbs podcast. I'm Ashley Ellenvoss, a clinical herbalist, and in this space, I share my knowledge and experience with plant medicine to help you on your own journey of healing and transformation. Join me in exploring the ancient wisdom of plant spirit medicine and how it can be used to heal the body, mind, and spirit. We'll talk to experts in the field and share stories from people who've been transformed by powerful plant allies. New episodes are released each Monday, so please subscribe. And now, let's explore this mystical world of plant medicine together. Hey everyone, welcome in. Today I'll be showing you how to make your own herbal spirit spray. And I call it a spirit spray just because I think of the plant spirits. I also think about, we have a little bit of witch hazel in there, which is a very spirited plant. And it's just a nice way to use herbs, tinctures maybe you have on hand, along with essential oils, to create something that can fill your space with the energy that you want to bring in. So I have everything set up. I will show you step by step how to do this. I will also include in the description on YouTube the instructions of how to do this as well. Before I jump into this topic today, I would love for you to click the subscribe button. That would be so wonderful. My goal is I'd love to see 10,000 subscribers on this channel by the end of the year. It's been wonderful to see this channel grow, and I love the participation I get to have with all of you. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please click. You can also click on notifications. And also, if you like this video, click the like button. That always helps me. And Hilda, right? Hilda the Bear. Yeah, my big good girl. So today, when we make our herbal sprays, I want you to have fun with it. One thing that I've learned over the years of medicine making and teaching others how to make medicines is that unless you're manufacturing for a company or you need to follow GMP or good manufacturing practices for being able to replicate a product, unless you're doing that, you really can have a lot of generosity with yourself and be really spacious with how you make your medicines. If you really want to learn how to make something that you want to sell, then I'll tell you a little bit about what you might want to be thinking about differently. But mostly what I want for today's topic and today's video to be about is making herbal medicine sprays for yourself, for a family. They make wonderful little gifts, and you can be as fancy or as non-fancy as you want with the labels. And these can be used for so many different purposes. Let's talk about some of those purposes. How do you use an herbal spray? Well, this is one that I made last spring with my daughters. I call it Earth Heart Spray. This one has vetiver, sandalwood, rose water, and sweet orange. So this one is water, witch hazel, and essential oils. And this one's more of an aromatherapy spray. And it's got herbs that are more heart-centered and also grounding. Now, I have made other sprays like we're going to do today, where I actually use herbal tinctures, including herbal tinctures and also using essential oils. So you can actually mix them together. What I like about doing that, using tinctures, is that you also get more, like you get a little bit more of a medicinal value to your spray. But I don't like to make them just with the tinctures because they don't often have a great smell to them. You'll just smell like, oh, it smells a little bit like herbs and alcohol. But if you add even one drop of your favorite essential oil that matches the energy of your spray, or of your tincture rather, then you're going to get this very broad reaching effect that is going to incorporate all of the volatile compounds of the essential oil, along with all of the medicinal compounds found in your tincture. So I think that's how you get the best of both worlds. So when you're thinking about what are you going to make, I would first think about, well, what is most immediate, an immediate need to you right now? Let's say you're having difficulty sleeping. Well, then that would be a great place to start. Why not make an evening sleepy spray? Or falling asleep spray, something like that. So you're going to be using maybe volatile or essential oils that are more relaxing. I would think about herbs like lavender essential oils, maybe frankincense, maybe some heavier oils like vetiver, maybe even some valerian essential oil, which actually smells good. Even though valerian root smells a little stinky, the oil smells quite nice. Maybe some chamomile essential oil. So anything that's going to be more soothing and relaxing. Or let's say you have problems waking up in the morning, or your teenager won't wake up in the morning. Well, you can use more bright sprays and more bright oils. So think about lemon or peppermint, eucalyptus, things that are going to be very mood lifting, orange. Those are all going to be a little bit more activating in their scent and in their energetics. And then coupling that with herbs that are going to also help someone maybe wake up. And then I guess another category, so you got like going to sleep, then you have waking up, and then in the middle, you have all the other emotions. So let's say you're dealing with anxiety, or let's say you're dealing with heartache or grief. Let's say you're dealing with specific throat chakra issues or digestive issues, right? So you can make a spray that's going to address those different body parts or those different emotions. And you can listen to my videos, you can listen to other videos, you can also take a look at some wonderful books. This is a great book for looking at the more energetic uses of herbs and how they relate to the chakra system. This one's called The Yoga of Herbs by David Frawley and Dr. Vasant Lad. And that one will tell you about different energetics and uses for the plants that you could incorporate into your spray. So all you need to make a spray is very simple. You just need some good quality water. I prefer filtered water because I don't like to have chlorine in it. Then you need some sort of emulsifier. I like to use witch hazel, which is a toner. And this one's alcohol free, but you can use one with alcohol. And or you can also use just a drop of dish soap that is unscented, because we need to have either alcohol or soap that's going to allow the essential oils and the water to emulsify and to mix together. Even though you do want to shake it every time before you use it, using a little bit of that emulsifier is going to help. And it's also going to help preserve it because we are using water and water can spoil. So you don't want to have your spirit spray start to go bad. But the nice thing is that if you're using essential oils, they also work as a antifungal, antibacterial, antiseptic. So they're also going to help lengthen the life of your spray. So you're going to have water, you're going to have an emulsifier like witch hazel. You need to have some sort of spray bottle or container, your tinctures of choice, and then your essential oils of choice. That's really it. It's pretty simple. So here is the recipe that I like to use. I take my bottle and I fill it up about maybe 3/4 of the way. So this one is a 2 ounce or 60 milliliter. And this is a aluminum bottle. If you don't want to use aluminum, I sometimes like to use glass. I have like a blue glass spray bottle that I like to use sometimes too. So you can, pretty much use any bottle that you wish. So I filled it up to about here. I've maybe left an inch on top. So it's about 3/4 of the way full. Then I'm going to use my tinctures next. So I've chosen for this blend, I was thinking of something kind of summery, something that's going to be uplifting and activating, something I can use throughout the house, spray it on the dog bed, right? Like just to like kind of create a bit of an uplifting, summery, joyful state. So I chose Damiana tincture, which I love. Damiana is a wonderful plant. I do have a video on it in the Herb of the Month playlist. And Damiana is a plant that opens up our sensual body. And it really activates our senses. It helps us to feel and to be more in the body and to open up our heart. It is considered to be an aphrodisiac, and that's the way that it was used in Aztec and Mayan cultures. But it wasn't just for sexual, increasing sexual appetite, but more for restoring the body after stress. And it was used as an herb when people would go on long journeys to keep their vital force strong. So I think of it more as like it's an herb for supporting our ability to get through the marathon of a day, but to also keep our heart open while we're going through that marathon. So then I'm going to use, this is a 2 ounce bottle, and I'm going to use my dropper just to start to put it in. So I'm going to do about 2 teaspoons, which is going to be 6 droppers. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. The nice thing is that when you're using a tincture, you have alcohol that preserves the tincture. That's going to also preserve your spray. Then I've got another herb. I have hawthorn, and this is the hawthorn leaf and flower. And hawthorn is a wonderful heart opening herb as well. It's gently cooling. It's a nervine, so it's very comforting. I think it's like one of my favorite comforting herbs. And I'm going to do 3 droppers full, which is about 1 teaspoon. So if you want to measure by teaspoon, you can do that as well. And then I will screw the cap back on. And yeah, now I'm up to about here. So I have a little bit of space for a squirt of my witch hazel. And first, I actually want to add in my essential oil. So for the essential oils I've chosen today, I have lemon. And for tincture, these tinctures, one of them I made, one of them I bought. And then for your essential oils, you do want to find a really reputable brand. Now, make sure that you're not using fragrance oils because they're not actually made from plant material. They're synthetic fragrances. So you really do want to find essential oil, and it will tell you, where it's from if you read the label. So this one is lemon, and this is from Mountain Rose Herbs. I would say they have like mid-range. And so when I'm teaching large workshops or leading large groups, and we have, I've got to buy a lot of essential oils to make things. Mountain Rose, I think, has good prices. And again, it's pretty decent quality. It's not probably the highest quality, but do you really need the top tier? I don't know, maybe you do. So I'm going to put, for lemon, I want this to be the highest note. So, my lemon is almost gone. Good thing I've got another bottle. So I might have to go get that other bottle. So I want lemon to be my top scent. So I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to come back and grab it in a minute. The other scent that I want is lang lang. And lang lang, when I worked on a permaculture farm in Costa Rica, and we would harvest the lang lang blossoms. And it's just the most amazing thing. Hilda, come. Because isn't this life? It's just like dogs and kids. Hey, Hilda, come. So they would, in the evenings, the trees would blossom in these fragrant green, kind of like, they're the coolest looking flowers. They look like, the flower petals look like these long leaves, and the air in the farm would just smell like the sweetest, soporific. I mean, it would just make me want to we would joke to say that we would get high in the evenings just off the smell of the lang lang blossom. So it's very, like, it really conjures up this like soft, sweet, relaxing, sensual type of energy. So it's very strong. You don't need much. This is also Mountain Rose Herbs. I'm just going to use 3 drops, and this comes out fast. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. So 3 drops of the lang lang. And then another herb essential oil that I just love is Rose Absolute. This is really expensive. So the best for me, if I'm going to splurge on anything, it's going to be rose. This is Damascena rose, and this one is from a company that I really love called Aromatics International. And they are really good about sourcing their oils and their plants from organic sources and fair trade as well. So this tiny bottle, I think this is like half an ounce, was probably like $150. Can you believe it? So I use this one sparingly. I typically don't bring it to large workshops. I kind of, use it for personal use. And I'm just going to do 1 drop. And it's pretty thick, so it can sometimes take a little while. I find that if you tap it, here it comes. Look at how beautiful that is. Boop. So 1 drop is all you need. And then I'm going to put the lemon in later since I have to go fumble around for it. Oh, and then the last thing you have to do is you have to add your witch hazel. So this is just Thayer's witch hazel. This one is, organic. It has really nothing added in it. It's got a little bit of aloe that they've added in, I think, for the skin. And I'm going to put, about an inch of this in. Now, it does have a smell, and I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I really want the volatile oils and the essential oils to come through. So I'm just going to put in maybe about a teaspoonful. And sometimes I put in more. It just depends. But you want to leave enough room so that you can shake it, right? Because you have to have some space so that everything can mix. And then if you want to percuss it, this is how, and I visited a homeopathy, not factory, but I guess it was like manufacturing place in West Virginia. There was an old Washington Homeopathics, and we got to go through their old apothecaries and we got to watch them making their homeopathic remedies. And they said that, one of the main ways that they activate the medicine is by hitting it against the palm like this. And there's something about that hitting the skin and the bone that potentiates and potentiates. So I don't know. I just, ever since I visited, I was like, oh, that's the way the old homeopaths would wake the medicines up, was by hitting it against their hand. So now that's what I do when I mix everything, is I just kind of do this. That should be good. And then let's give it a spray. I wish you could smell it. Oh, yeah, that's good. I don't even know if I want, maybe I don't want lemon. Do I want lemon? Yeah, I think I just want that little bit. So to me, lemon is like a very high note. Langling is a little heavier. It's more like a low note. Um, the rose is a high note too, but it's a little bit heavier than lemon. Lemon is super bright. So I feel like I've got two really sweet notes, but I want that bright note at the top. So I am going to add in about 6 drops of lemon to this. And it smells so good and it feels so good. And if you watched my past video, I gave a tour of my garden. I gave 2 garden tour videos, and I talked about agrimony, which is an herb that I grow that is called asshole repellent. So if you want to learn more about using agrimony to keep away people that are kind of bullies or are bothering you, I've made in the past tinctures or sprays with the tincture of agrimony in it with amazing results. So, really these herbs work. Aromatherapy plus the tinctures and just dispersing. It's kind of like, you think about smudging. Smudging helps, it works. It wouldn't have persisted through time if there wasn't some truth to the fact that it does clean the air. It actually is antiseptic. It does cleanse the air, but there's also a subtle way the plant infuses the air with its own qualities and protective energies. So putting a tincture in the air is much like burning and making a smoke, but it's a lot easier on the lungs. It doesn't last as long in the air, but when you use the essential oils with it, it helps them to cling to the surfaces so that the smell will persist longer. And I love making these with kids. I love making them myself, different seasons. I'll make one in the winter with pine and frankincense and some of the heavier, deeper scents that are more, for me, cinnamon, clove, scents that remind me of the holiday season and are very warming. So you can make, all sorts of different sprays, and they are wonderful. And then again, you can make a beautiful label, which I'm going to do next. So let me know if you have any questions. Let me know your favorite sources of herbs, what you like to use in your own sprays. If you have any questions like, oh, wait, can I use this in a spray? One thing you could do is, I have like little crystals on my desk, like this little quartz. You could also just take a crystal and put that into the bottle, just drop it right in. When you shake it, that's going to help it move. And then you also are going to be imbuing the spray with the energy of that crystal. So if you work a lot with gemstones and crystals, that's another way that you can work with them with a herbal spray. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you all again next week. Bye.